painting on tile that is destined for the kiln. Artist Mimi Ross has created a niche for herself in the art world by creating one-of-a-kind pieces of commissioned art that she paints, often from personal subject matter she receives from her clients. Destined for that special home, her murals are creations that tell a story, complete with objects inside of dimensional, curvilinear scenes.
Everything I do is by commission, so people will either have an idea in their head or they'll see something that I've already done on my website and want something similar, and I won't reproduce the same thing over and over again. It always has to be different and new. I wanted to be, and I'd still like to paint oils. I mean, I love painting on canvas, and I never even took pottery or knew anything about kilns or glazes. I never took that in college. I just didn't care, and so I sort of am self-taught and learned how to do it on my own. But again, it works, and it's a niche that ended up working for me.
Mimi, a 1989 Eastern Washington University Fine Arts graduate with an emphasis in painting, grew up near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and knew from a young age she had an affinity toward art.
From the time I was a little kid, I was always drawing. I mean, my best friend and I, rather than say, let's go watch TV, we'd be like, let's go draw. I wanted to be a cartoonist for a long time, and I knew I wanted to go into art in high school, and I think I read an article in Sunset magazine about painting tiles and sort of how to do it, so I did it for some friends. Then I thought, here is a niche, like how many artists get to, support themselves and make money off of what they do, and this was my niche.
Beginning with a simple sketch, Mimi transfers it onto manufactured tiles and paints over it with lead-free, food-safe color glazes that are designed for tile use.
Before I do a sketch, I really spend a lot of time researching what somebody wants. I mean, sometimes it's a certain kind of flower and I don't know anything about, so I have to come up with some really great pictures for reference material. For this piece, this was like the biggest part of it. The barn and then this tractor I haven't painted yet are historic for these people, and this is the only picture they have of the barn. So that was great. They supplied me with a lot of reference material, which for as specific as this mural is, I really had to have it. Well, you can see this is kind of a pastel version of what these glazes end up. This is when they're fired, what they look like. And so I'm sort of painting in pastels, and then it becomes much more brilliant and vibrant when it's fired. This is like the only room in this house that I could do this, because I need the natural light. This is a really good light that I use when I have to, but natural light is so important, or I really just can't see what the colors are gonna really end up looking like.
After painting various tiles, they are gathered up and inserted into a kiln and gradually heated up to temperature.
It's very hot. I turn the kiln to a low setting because I have to gradually heat them up or the tiles will crack. Then I come back an hour later and turn it up a little more, and then one more time, and then it gets really hot, and then it automatically shuts off when it gets to like 1900 degrees. And then it takes almost a whole day for the tiles to be cool enough for me to open the kiln and actually take them out.
With installations all over the world, Mimi's creations grace the walls of many homes of people who desire to have some personalized art that will stand the test of time.
Well, I always ask for pictures of when it gets, the installation and what it ends up looking like. I've got one in New Zealand, for instance, that's in this guy's wine cellar. And that was amazing to see. I mean, it's huge. It's the biggest one I ever did. It's like 24 square feet. I have no control over how it's going to be installed, so it's really fun to see the final product. I feel very lucky. Most artists have like a real job and then they do that, and yeah, I get to do what I love to do. I'm very happy and definitely fortunate.
If you have an idea for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, 3911 South Regal, Spokane, Washington 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS Public Television.